That being said, we have every opportunity to adjust our opinions, and so we're now up to number 3. And I believe there are several people who indicated that they were going to propose this one, but I can't remember who moved it in the end. So Dave, did you do the bus pass? Yes. So Councillor Thompson, why don't you motivate if you like or not?
Thank you.
On number 3, the youth bus program.
Thank you. I will briefly, Mayor. Yeah, it's been a really successful program. It's building the next generation of transit users. My teenagers have used it for years and they're comfortable navigating the bus system. Also reduces transportation costs for families, especially families with more than one kid. It helps kids get to school, to after-school activities, to work if they're older kids. Reduces car dependency, emissions, traffic congestion. It supports our work on the OCP with our transit-oriented areas. Reduces the crush of cars that takes place every day at schools in the morning and in the afternoon, and the safety problems that those cause actually, which have been pointed out by a lot of residents. I'd like to thank the previous council for creating the program. I wish I could say that we created it. Staff pointed out that this might be ideal for pursuing CRD funding, and I agree. And Councillor Caradona moved a motion at the CRD, and I was happy to second it for the CRD to look into this. That was well received by other CRD representatives from other municipalities, and actually they were very grateful for us to have moved that. And they're very envious of the program. So I think this is an important piece of our transportation work and our climate change work, and I'd love to see it stay.
Thank you. Anybody else? Councillor Caradona.
Yeah, just a few brief words to add to that. I mean, of all the things on this list, this is the thing I least want to cut because I know what an incredible impact it has on the youth of this city. And I won't repeat what Councillor Thompson said, but I will note over at the CRD that motion passed, and it will then become part of the transportation planning process over the next year at the CRD, and then it would likely be voted upon in 2027. So it's too late for budget 2026. I feel confident. I mean, obviously it's going to depend on who's around the table next year at the CRD. Anyway, staff suggested this become a CRD thing, so I took their advice. We're pushing it forward, but we need a little bit of time on it. I think it would be just hugely irresponsible to cut it this year in the absence of that confirmation from the CRD. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else on this one? Councillor Dell, Councillor Cardinal.
Just an anecdotal story. When I was running for election in 2022, I was trying to summarize the last term, 2018 to 2022, and there's a lot to be said about that. But I think the biggest success of that term, in my mind, was actually implementing the youth bus program. So that's a huge highlight of our last council, and I think it would be devastating to stop all the work that they did on that. So definitely do not want to cut this one, and looking forward to it being expanded across the whole CRD.
Thank you, Councillor Gardner.
A comment and then a question. The comment was I was really I thought it was almost insulting that the transit sent us a letter supporting it, given that maybe transit should be adjusting their program. I just found that a bit nervy that they sent us that letter. My question is this, and I know we've discussed it before, so it should be easy to answer. Who is getting the pass now? What I mean is we know that UVic's got their own pass, Camosun, I believe, got their own pass. And do people who are in school in Victoria but don't live in Victoria get the pass? I mean, so who is eligible for the pass?
So which staffer can explain briefly who's eligible for such a pass? Ms. Thompson?
Through the mayor, so it is youth who reside in the City of Victoria, within the City of Victoria boundaries, 18 years and younger. It's free for kids 12 and under, so it's from 13 to 18. But you have to have an address in the City of Victoria.
Thank you, and I certainly hope we can get this off our books in the next couple of years, because it's just doesn't make sense to me that BC Transit is not doing more in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else on this one? Councillor Kim.
Thanks. I'm just going to burn more of my time with another anecdote here. I grew up in an abusive household, and having access to public bus fare helped me escape that. And so that is an impact that most of us will not consider about the importance of this program. It keeps youth safe. So I never want to see this gone. Okay.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Councillor Coleman.
I think we delude ourselves when we say that group should pay for it or that group should pay for it. If we push it off to the CRD, the same taxpayers are paying for it. The reality is this is a critically important program. We make sure it gets paid for. How you distribute it, the problem in this region is it's Victoria specific. The reason we want to move it to the CRD is to make sure that it applies to all kids. Yes, we should be supporting this year. If we move it off so it's more universal to all the kids in the region, great. But let's not pretend that we're making a taxpayer savings on this. It's just something we should invest in.
Thank you very much. Councillor Hammond.
Thanks. Does transit do anything based on, give out any passes regardless of age based on income?
Yes, yes, they do. Ms. Thompson, are you, I can answer that partially, but perhaps, I see transportation staff at the back. Are you nodding? Not sure. There are a number of programs from BC Transit that do provide either reduced or no fare passes based on income. And they're not universally throughout the province, nor are they universally throughout various regions. But there are passes that are available either at reduced cost or at no cost.
And is that also true for kids 13 to 18?
If they've qualified within the income of the family, yes.
Right. So it could be that they're getting a pass through us because you actually get the passes, right? Okay. And therefore not getting the passes through some other agency of the government?
Yes, but at the same time, I would suggest that those numbers are very low. So I
wasn't asking the numbers, I was just saying that's...
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And certainly there is the potential for duplication, but Ms. Thompson, that you want to weigh in there?
Through the mayor, just to clarify, so the city does not pay for the number of passes that are picked up. The UPass program works in such a way that all eligible youth, so the number that could pick up the pass is the number that we pay to BC Transit. However, we pay 25% of the regular fee. So if your uptake is more than 25% or more, you're breaking even if you were to pay for a per pass type of situation. So here in Victoria, I don't have the current numbers with me. Can probably get them for staff, and they're probably listening and frantically looking. Is we have a much higher uptake than that 25%. So the city actually pays less per pass than we would if we paid, again, based on the number of youth who actually came and picked it up. So there may be duplication as in they come and pick it up here, but we don't pay any more because somebody did.
That's good. Can I ask, is there any stats which show that there's more 13 to 18-year-olds who take the the buses because of this?
Ms. Thompson, do we know that?
Through the mayor, so we have asked Transit for usage data. They've had not great information in the past, but I do know that they have, with the UMO pass, they might be able to provide better information. But for now, I don't have that information handy. And I just have my very able staff downstairs telling me that our uptake this year was actually 77% of eligible youth.
That's very impressive. Is there any, if you're saying there's no stats on how many kids use it, I trust there's no stats on how many kids are riding the buses who would otherwise be walking or riding their bikes?
Through the mayor, I'm not sure how, if Transit would track it that way, and they certainly are the ones who are collecting the data.
Okay, thanks very much, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Councillor Logan.
Thanks to you, Mayor. I just want to add that it does, of course, transit decreases emissions, so it's the climate action aspect of this, and it also trains riders to use more sustainable ways of getting around. So it helps us with our active transportation goals. So just wanted to add that point.
Thank you very much for that. Anybody else on this one? I'm not seeing anyone else. I am going to support this being returned to the financial plan for many of the reasons that were stated, which I won't repeat, but I do want to emphasize the fact that I think the benefit to this is far beyond the city, and I am very anxious to continue to press the Capital Regional District and the BC Transit to consider expanding this program beyond the city of Victoria. Yes, we have a great program here that clearly has remarkable uptake, 77%. But at the same time, it is something that should be offered beyond the city of Victoria, and it certainly should be contributed to, if not paid for, by more than just the residents of the city of Victoria. So yes, there'll be taxation for everyone if this is expanded, but ultimately the program requires an expansion to make it even more beneficial to folks who are benefiting from it now. With that said, reminder then, if you wish this to be returned to the financial plan for 2026, vote in favor. If you wish it to be cut from the 2026, vote in opposition. All those in favor of number 3. Is anyone opposed? No, that is unanimous. So unanimously, number 3, the Youth Bus Pass Program is returned to the 2026 financial plan.